September 6th. How do we live with God's continued blessing? Philippians 2:12 through 13 in the ESV says, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure." I used to love to try a new roller coaster because it was impossible to know all the twists and turns ahead. Roller coasters are a fun diversion, but not a place we can stay. They've stopped mid-ride, stranding the riders. No doubt all of them were more than anxious to get off. Our spiritual lives can sometimes land us on a roller coaster. This world hands us situations we couldn't have anticipated, yet we have no choice but to take the ride. Sometimes, although rarely, the ride seems to stop and strand us in a difficult place. How do we live with God's continued blessing in a world that can impose unwanted circumstances? Paul told the Philippians, "You have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." The key to a life of consistent blessing is consistent obedience, regardless of our inconsistent circumstances. Walking the high road was probably easier for the Philippians when Paul was with them, holding them accountable with his presence and teaching. He wrote the letter of Philippians while under house arrest in Rome. He couldn't be with them, but he wanted them to live as if he were. He wanted them to continue in their obedience to God, whether he was with them or not. He wanted them to be consistently faithful, even when his imprisonment had created doubts and problems. Paul taught them how to stay on the path of blessing. He reminded them, it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure. Their source of blessing wasn't the presence of Paul or the certainty of circumstances in this world. It was the power of God at work in their lives. Living with wisdom is a path to God's blessings. Our path may include a few rides on a roller coaster, but if we will wisely remain obedient, even in the difficult places, we will be able to remain consistently on God's path of blessing.